So I was going to set up an open house. I went in, I put all my stuff inside, signs, not signs, what are they called?
Flyers.
Like the flyers, the brochure stand, like all
exactly.
of that. Yeah.
So that's all set up. Everything is good to go. And then I wanted to get something from my cart. Never, ever, ever did this before. But not only did I lock the open house door, but all my keys, my phone, everything was locked inside of the open house.
That's something you would do.
That's something I would do 100%.
Yeah. So of course I went into complete panic mode because first of all, I was super nervous because it was one of the top agents that had been in the business for a really long time. So I called him and I was like, hey, do you by chance have an extra key?
You at least had your phone with you.
Well, no, my phone was inside, but luckily my watch. This should be an ad.
Oh, it should be.
Yeah. Yes.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Behind the Lockbox. I'm Stephanie Zalewski here with
Cameron Barbier.
And today we have Lina Saba with us.
Hello.
Wait, did I say your last name right?
You sure did.
So proud of myself. Okay. Lina is an agent with our very own brokerage Compass. She's been in the business for just over 3 years, but killing it in the deals. She is a master at sharing tech tips on Instagram. You need to look at her Instagram because I have learned a lot from her. And I know she has some stories because we've been chatting for like 20 minutes. So Lina, welcome to Behind the Lockbox.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. We first met at my Union Street listing downtown. We were just talking about that. And I don't remember.
I called you.
Did you? Okay, is that what it was? Were you going to show it?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it not on Caravan then?
What happened was
Maybe
I was
that's what it was.
trying
I
to
don't
show
remember.
it, but
Deal
you
amnesia.
had just gotten it into escrow.
Okay. Thank the Lord. And I was like, damn it, Lina, where were you like a month ago? She's like, no, I'm sorry. I'm like, And I was like, by the way, you're really great. Do you want to come on Behind the Lockbox? Just pimp myself out to everybody, you know? Okay. When you came in, we were talking about that you had a couple stories to share. You told me one that we are not going to share here. Sorry, everybody, but oh my God.
Call me
just
after.
like, yeah, call Lina after. She'll tell you because it's a doozy. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the open house one?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Have at it.
Okay. So one of the most embarrassing moments I've had in as being a real estate agent was
I think other people have probably topped you, so don't beat yourself up too much, but keep going.
Yes. So I was going to set up an open house. I went in, I put all my stuff inside, signs, not signs, what are they called?
Flyers.
Like the flyers, the brochure stand, like all of that. Yeah.
So that's all set up. Everything is good to go. And then I wanted to get something from my cart. Now I can't remember what it was. So never, ever, ever did this before. But not only did I lock the open house door, but all my keys, my phone, everything was locked inside of the open house.
That's something you would do.
That's something I would do 100%.
Yeah. So of course I went into complete panic mode because first of all, I was super nervous because it was one of the top agents that had been in the business for a really long time.
Oh gosh.
Rarely asks me to do an open house.
Do we know them?
I don't want to say names.
No. You tell me later. Yeah.
So that was already super embarrassing. So I called him and I was like, hey, do you by chance have an extra key?
You at least had your phone with you.
Well, no, my phone was inside, but luckily my watch. This should be an ad.
Oh, it should be.
Yeah. So I used my watch to call him. And he's like, no, the owner is out of state. There is no other key.
There is one key.
So
that's never good, by the way. Don't we always try to make like...
Yeah, I make like 4 copies just in case.
Because
just in
it's like,
case.
yeah, it's like so scary. Like, okay, word to the wise, all agents like do not just have one key because then you have to have a locksmith
Anything
coverage
can
or something.
happen.
Yeah,
Exactly.
anything can happen.
100%. So I went to the back. I tried to open from the back door. Didn't work. And mind you, it was in Lakeside. It was super hot. It was. So I was
Of course, you're already sweating.
Yeah.
Now you're just in, again, full panic mode.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, you know what? I called my team lead. At the time, she was like, yeah, no, sorry. Like, I don't know how to help you type of thing. And then I called my friend and they're like, okay, you know what? I was like, by the way, like, take the address right now. Because if, for some reason, I can't call you again, like, make sure you have the address.
Right.
They're like, okay. They're like, but we're like 20 minutes away. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. So luckily I had tennis shoes in the car and I was like, okay, let me put my tennies on. I'm just going to go to the store. I'm just going to like get some Windex because it needed some cleaning.
Okay.
So I came back, and then by the time I got back, they were there, and they actually like lifted. It was an older home, so they lifted a little bit of the back screen door off the railing a little bit, and it opened. Yeah.
Oh my.
You were able to get in.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't know if I would have thought of that.
No.
Would you? I will say though, when I had my handyman here, this was like years ago when I first moved in, he was doing some stuff for me, like with the blinds and like he like put a screen door in for me and like did all this stuff. And he's such a dad. He was like doing something in the back and he comes out and he's like, okay, just so you know, like you're on, ground level. Like I want you to have like, I'm like, oh, I have locks for like all the windows or like, a dowel or whatever. Right. And he's like, yeah, because these windows like pushes them up and lifted the whole window out. And I was like, oh my God. Like, if it's locked, he's like, somebody could just like, I don't even, or if it's unlocked or if you are, not home and your window is open or whatever, like you can just pop the screen off and just like, it literally lifted up out of the tracks like that. And these are like newer, like vinyl windows. And I was like, what?
But they do that on purpose now so that you could take them out and clean them.
Oh, I don't even do that. I just clean. Yeah. I can walk around. Oh, I should tell my neighbors that are upstairs. Yeah. They're like, we can never get our windows out. And be like, hey, by the way, on the podcast, we were talking about you can just like lift the window out. And
I still don't really get how that works.
He literally like pushed his hands on the window and just pushed up and like it lifted up out of the track.
Huh. Okay.
I'll show you later. We have time.
We'll show you after.
We'll show you after how to break into houses. Okay, this is not what we're condoning. Nobody break into my house. Thank you very much. That's insane. So then you were able to get in and like,
and it was totally fine. Nobody came in that time. It was kind of.
And were you dressed as beautifully as you are today with no pockets?
I did have pockets that day, but I was also dressed very nice. Thank you.
Because yes, there's many times where I'm like, oh, I don't have a pocket. And then you're like carrying everything, which is what would happen to you. And anyway.
Actually, it was a skirt. I didn't have a pocket in my skirt.
Oh, see, that's probably why you didn't even put the keys in your pocket then, because I always like stick it in my pocket or like, and.
So did the door close behind you and lock?
No, I locked it. I don't know why I was trying to be safe.
Oh.
Nobody was there. I locked,
the knob.
Yeah.
That's, okay.
Well, you were being safe. So
you were.
I give you kudos for that.
I did this recently. Here. Oh, did I tell you this story?
No.
Okay. This has become a how to get back into your house podcast. Bree upstairs, my neighbor, her and her boyfriend and their friend came home from dinner and we all have keypad locks, right? So like we don't ever take our keys with us. Like my keys are in here. So I still haven't learned my lesson because I still keep them in and I don't carry them with me. If the code starts to die, it's hard to like turn the lock. Well, they were having issues with it, but he was very much like, oh, it's fine. Like I'll change the battery later, like whatever. Well, it died while they were at dinner. So they come home, I get a knock on my door and Bree's like, we're locked out and I have to go to the bathroom so bad. Can I please come in? I'm like, yeah, come in. So I'm out there and I'm like, Kev, like, he's like calling like a locksmith, like trying to figure it out. The locksmith, he ends up, I don't even know what he did. I think he found his key and he was able to get in, right? So then Bree comes down with the key and we're like testing the key because I'm like, I don't even think my key works like I don't even know what we were doing. By the way, we had not been drinking, so I don't know what the hell happened to us. And I literally lock my knob and then I go to close my door so we can test her key. The keypad only works on the deadbolt, not on the knob. And my keys are in the house.
Oh.
And she's like, wait, we just got locked out and now you locked yourself out. And I hadn't closed the door all the way because you saw when my door comes, it kind of sticks a little bit. And so it was partly when Bree's like, we got to push it open. So we're like trying to like push on it open. She runs upstairs, get Kev. Sure enough, we have the same key for the doorknob.
No.
Yeah.
They're the same key?
They're the same key. And I was like, okay, well, if we move, we're going to have to change. If one of us moves, you're going to have to change your lock. But hey, at least I know I won't get locked out now.
Yeah.
So I literally did it to myself 30 seconds after they locked themselves out and then somehow got back in. It was ridiculous. So I've done it too.
I wonder
and it was like 10 p.m.
are the same.
I have no idea. Like when they installed all the locks here, I don't know. I have no idea. But I was just like,
master key.
It's literally like, I know, that's why I have a Ring doorbell and like,
Did you just get that?
I did because we had somebody break into our gate.
What?
They jumped over the fence last week. They were pounding on my neighbor's window and jumped the fence and were trying to sell shit. Ring doorbell came the next day. Yeah. And then when Eve got here today, there was some crackhead in my driveway.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. It's summer in La Jolla. Yeah. Wasn't that? Yeah. Yeah.
That's a high fence to climb.
Yeah, but I don't want to tell everyone where I live, but it's not that hard. There's a ledge. There's a ledge. Anyway. Well, anyway, now that we've all been effectively locked out of our houses and open houses, yeah. Have you locked yourself out recently? I'm shocked. No.
Oh, I know. I'm very
not locked
surprised.
out of the car either. Yeah.
No. I mean, no, but
it did happen to you recently.
I like that my keys now like open the door, and And then like if I don't have them, my car tells me.
Oh,
So that
yeah.
helps me a lot. It's like, you can't start the car. It's like, oh, okay.
Mine only talks to me if I still have my phone plugged in. It's like, your phone is still in the vehicle. And I'm like, they need this for like kids or
Yeah, your
other
kids
stuff
still.
too. There are stuff like that. There's stuff like that now. But anyway, okay, we're not going to go there. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you were able to get back in.
Thank you.
And I'm glad I got back
Did you
in my
sell the
too.
house?
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I think they did get an offer after that, but I have not been asked to do another open house.
Lina, you can come to any of mine open houses anytime you want. Anytime. I trust you. And by the way, we always have extra keys. So if you call us and locked yourself out, we would come to your aid with another key.
I appreciate
Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. Behind the Lockbox is sponsored by Property Showcase Group. Property Showcase Group has a team of creatives, directors, producers, editors, marketing specialists, and designers that work in tandem to tell and share stories of the built environment. Whether you're looking for full-service production or simply just need content creation, Property Showcase Group can help take your business to the next level. To learn more or to contact Property Showcase Group to schedule a consultation, you can find them at propertyshowcasegroup.com. That's spelled PROPERTYSHOWCASEGROUP.com. PropertyShowcaseGroup.com. I'm back to talk about our sponsor and producer, Property Showcase Group. This is for all my agent and affiliate friends out there. Property Showcase Group has a special offer just for you. The first 3 agents to email Property Showcase Group at teampsg@propertyshowcasegroup.com will get 1 month free of social media management using code LOCKBOX. That's right, 1 month free. And they're offering 20% off your first video production using code LOCKBOX. For more information, contact Property Showcase Group at teampsg@propertyshowcasegroup.com, and don't forget to use code LOCKBOX or mention this podcast. That's so funny. God, I'm going to call you next week and be like, guess what I did? Locked myself out of my open house. Like, it's terrifying because you always like when you're setting up, like, do you go in? Hot tip for when you're setting up and stuff. Like, I usually lock the door behind me because I don't want people walking in or scaring me, or you know what I mean?
That's
while you're trying to like get set up.
Yeah.
That's probably what you were doing.
That's exactly what it
Yeah.
was. And I also try to kind of, be mindful of where I park. I don't want to park in prime location
Right.
where everyone is going to come to the home. So I park a little further down to give people space.
100%.
And so that was the other reason why I was like, well, I'm not like right in front of the house. Like I should still lock the door,
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
See, I know. You were doing all the right things.
Yeah.
And at least your
The
friends came
intention
to your...
was there.
Who came? Are you a friend of yours?
Yeah.
That's
was
amazing.
sweet.
That's really sweet. They're like, don't worry, girl. We'll break it. That's what I would be doing, is like looking for like a window. That's kind of like when you get to... Have you ever been to a property where you get there and the key's not in the lockbox?
No, that hasn't happened to me yet.
It's happened to me a couple times. And I'm like, and the agent's like, oh my God, are you kidding me? And it's like the previous agent accidentally took it. And then this one particular time he did. And we were in Escondido or something like that, and they were like, okay, well the downstairs like slider is always unlocked because the house was vacant and needed a full gut. It was in the middle of kind of nowhere, Escondido, like lots of acreage. My clients actually ended up buying this property. So we go around and we're trying to like break in. Of course, the owner had been there the day before and locked the entire house, and the guy that took the key was up in Oceanside. I was like,
Did you get in that day?
okay, no, we didn't. But it happens. Like, so. Oh well.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? All right. You have another story for us?
I do. This one is not 100% my story, but it's still nonetheless hilarious.
I love it.
So
Love a hilarious
It's
story.
actually not super hilarious. It's kind of dark, but I found humor in it. So
Which you need to do in dark times. So yes.
So I had been contacted by another Compass agent. He had an off market, and I was like, yeah, let me see, kind of who I have for this. Give me the rundown.
Sure.
He's telling me about the property, and then he mentions that there was a death on the property, and
Which happens.
which happens. Which some people, if they hear that, they're automatically out. Like it's a deal breaker.
Yep.
So, and then as he was telling me more,
We've
of
had
the
a couple
story,
of those stories on here. Valerie's at. Did you listen to that one? Sorry to interrupt.
I'll have to.
You'll have to listen because her clients walked in and the husband stops dead in his tracks and is like, did somebody die here? And she's like, yes. And he's like, dude's in the corner. And I was like,
I just got chills.
I know. Anyway, so, okay, keep telling me because I wonder if dude was sitting in the corner. Was it the same house? Maybe it was. Anyway, keep going.
So this particular home was a situation where there was like, I think 3 siblings that were wanting their parents to move to a facility.
Okay.
And the mom had passed away, I want to say like 2 or 3 years prior. But the father was like, no way, like, I don't want to go to a home, you know, this and that. Well, he ended up killing himself on the porch of the property. But my reaction,
How old was he?
95.
Wow.
Whoa.
So my reaction was, what a G. Because
He was like,
he's like, over my dead body.
Yeah, am I
will
going
you
to a home?
kids sell my house.
wow.
And I just was like, well, he's smart because he knows more than likely that whoever he has to disclose now to whoever is going to purchase the property for the
There's a
next
death.
3 years that there's been a death on the property. So it's kind of like, well, good luck, kid.
Yeah. Try selling this.
Yeah.
Did he tell you anything about like, did the listing agent, did he know the family or like,
No, it was just no.
holy
I have so many
shit.
questions.
I have so many, Lina, we have so many questions.
I know, but I don't have any answers. Like,
Damn it.
I'll connect you.
I know, I have no
I'll
answers.
connect you.
Maybe we need him to come on the podcast,
You
the
should
agent,
have
and
him.
tell
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And I thought, oh, there's no way they're going to sell it. It's going to probably get sold like for way less than they wanted. But he got like 200K over us.
Oh, yeah. I mean, okay, so the story I was just telling you about the property we tried to break into in Escondido and then
Yes.
they bought it.
Yes.
We were in the middle of escrow. I've actually had that listing agent after her and I did the deal together. She came on the podcast, Sabrina Covington. Hey, girl. And she literally calls me Halloween day. And we're like deep in the middle of this, right? Like we're about to remove contingencies. And she's like, I need to talk to you.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, okay. And should I be sitting down? And she's like, maybe. And I'm like, what? Why? And I'm like, what's going on? She's like, I just found out the tenant died on the property.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, how? And she's like, natural causes. You know, the tenant was super sick. And mind you, this house was original to like the 70s. Like nothing had really been touched. Carpet was disgusting. Crazy wallpaper in every bedroom. Like grandma lived there, right? And these tenants had been there for years. The owner actually lived down the street and around the corner. And this was their first house. And then he moved to a different house and had been renting it out to these people, probably a family friend, who knows, forever. But the tenant wanted to die at home. And so I think he or she had cancer or something, like very peaceful, like surrounded by family, whatever. And the whole house had been cleaned out. Everything was clean. Like it was fine. But I was like, shit. Because like you said, this could blow up a deal. I mean, you could literally have a client that's like, oh, hell
Absolutely
no, I am not.
I did have a client that was like, oh, hell no.
I have a lot of clients that are like,
such a good deal.
right. Well, and I have so many, they're like, did somebody die here? And I'm like, oh my God, why are you saying that? Like, I don't know, you know? And they're like, if they did, like, I can't. And other people are like, no. And so I'm like, okay, let me call my client. So I call her and I'm like, I have to talk to you. And she's like, okay, is everything okay? And I'm like, I don't know. You're going to tell me yes or no in a minute. And she's like, okay. So I tell her and she's like, okay. And I was like, you're good? And she's like, honestly, my dad actually passed away at home and it was very peaceful. My grandma also passed away at home. It was very like we were there with her. Like there is something about that, you know,
Yeah.
your grandparents
Both
did the
of them,
same.
yeah.
It's just like when it happens like that, it's like, it's okay. You know, we've had other people come on where there was like, again,
Yeah.
suicide on the property, or like this one guy was being chased by the cops and like killed himself in like this vacant backyard. And it happened to be our friend's listing. And like, he had to go clean it all up. And like, oh yeah. Like, so there's been that I would be like,
Not so much.
I don't know. And like when I was growing up, a neighbor around the corner, all of a sudden we come home from school and there's like SWAT team and like stuff is blocked off. And like, it was a husband and wife domestic situation. And like, they basically, she got out and then 2 days, it was like 2 full days. Like they finally sent a robot in because they were like, enough is enough. And he had already killed himself. And I was like, that I don't think I'm down for.
Yeah, that
that
would
feels
be
like
tough.
bad juju. But when it's, you know,
Yeah, when it's a peaceful
it's
passing.
peaceful and it's, you know, we're all going to go sometime, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
I would want to be at home.
same. I mean, how amazing is that if you're surrounded by loved ones and everything,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a G.
But this guy being like, no, it's not going out like this. Like
I just can imagine him being like, over my dead body.
I
Yeah.
can too.
Just literally.
I can too.
I mean, just a 95-year-old, like, that's
Well, and I wonder
crazy.
if there was like other, you know, stuff. Wait, but did you say he did it on the porch?
Mhm.
On the front porch?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's kind
That's why I'm saying I think he wanted them to like know, like there's
Yeah.
no accident, like, you know, like it's on full display.
It's not like it was in the house or in his bedroom or out back. Oh my God.
Mm-mm.
Maybe there was
Wow.
something else going on upstairs. I don't know. That's wild.
Yeah,
That is
And
wild.
when did his wife pass before? 3 years
I think
before?
they said 3 years.
Which,
I'm thinking a love story too.
I mean, it's true. Your grandparents were like that. It was a
Yeah,
love story. I
so-
mean, nobody killed themselves, but
No.
yeah, your grandpa passed and then,
Yeah.
yeah.
usually they
Yeah.
can't kind of live without their wives.
Yeah, it was 6 months and they
Yeah.
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 Which we kind of talked about that. Like we kind of figured
I
her
know.
grandparents were married for how long?
was it 96 years?
Oh my
97?
gosh.
No, well, no, they were
No.
96
Oh,
when they
sorry.
died.
Sorry.
It was like 75 or 80.
70 yes,
75
70
years?
70 I forget. 75.
They got
78.
married in their 20s,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
He was almost 99 and she was 90.
And they were in love to the end.
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
that.
They
I love
were,
that.
still are. I mean, you know,
Yeah, they're together.
Kim gets signs from them every day, which is super cool.
Aw.
Yeah. It's really fun. Have you seen any lately?
Yeah, he passed away a year ago on the 23rd, so I saw a bunch of butterflies.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I know. One bought me in the head the other day.
Did it?
Mhm.
Oh.
It's grandma. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I love that.
Yeah. It's really fun. Okay. I mean, it's never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment. Okay. We're going to play a game because this might incite some stories for you.
Okay.
Okay. So Cam's going to ask you 3 questions. The game is called Punch List because we hit you with 3 questions. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you in front of a client?
I mean, we talked about locking yourself out, but like, has anything happened to you in front of a client?
In front of a client,
Maybe not. God willing.
I actually can't think of anything that happened embarrassing in front of a client other than
good.
just like not being able to get the door open, stuff like that.
all the
Yes.
time. Oh my God. I
That's
was
just,
just
like,
literally just with
Where I
clients a couple
literally
weeks
had
ago.
to be like, can you?
Yes. The husband, I was like, I swear to God, I know how to unlock a door. And he's like, oh, wow, that was really stuck. And I was like, okay, good. Like, I swear I know what I'm doing. But you're like fidgeting, or when you're looking for the lockbox, all 3 of you are like searching. And I'm like, wow,
Wild goose chase every
it
time.
says it's on the right side of the property.
I get
And
so
then they're
bad
like, it's back
anxiety.
here behind these bushes in the trash can underneath this weed thing. I'm like, great. Like, climbing through it. Anyway.
Okay, what's your biggest pet peeve?
can be in-
Agents that don't answer their phone.
Oh, yeah. I was like, this could be in life or in the business, but yes. Yes.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Or ever. I had one literally. In fact, Annette on our team wrote an offer on this, and I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
any of us ever heard back. Not once. We all had
I
offers
got
in.
an email back
Oh,
from
you
him
did?
4 days later saying thank you.
Oh.
That's all
But
it
that was
says is
it.
thank you.
Yeah.
So bizarre.
I mean,
So bizarre.
there was an agent recently who I feel like he went out of his way to not have his phone number anywhere.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
that work?
Like, he wanted an email request for a showing. Not call
I've
him,
seen
not
that.
text him, email.
And I'm like, okay, but then you're going to be lickety split with this email, right? Like, you're going to respond immediately? Like, I don't, you know?
I think those people are the ones that have had some kind of lawsuit in their life and they just want email, paper trail. So
Well, that says a lot.
think I can get that, except for the fact that his phone number was like nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
So then finally when he responded on the email, I was like, gotcha. Now I have your phone number.
It's in
Oh,
his
and
email?
Yeah, it's in the signature.
So weird.
So, yeah.
Lena, I call that job security. Anyway.
Well, I called him because I remember I knew.
You're like, I got your number now. How are you?
how'd
He's
you
like,
get
why
this?
are you? Yeah, how'd you get this?
And I knew that he wasn't used to getting phone calls because he said hello.
It was a landline. It was a fax machine. Like, beep. When you call, you're like, damn it, it's not even a cell phone. Okay.
Okay, if you could be anything other than a real estate agent, what would you be and why?
I'm very interested in this because we don't know each other that well yet.
Well, I would probably have to say a DJ.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. We were talking about this before.
A little bit, yeah. I
No?
got the equipment recently.
Oh.
So I just have been like learning a little bit online and then I need more like in-person lessons.
How fun.
Yeah.
I love a female DJ.
I know. This is exciting.
Oh my gosh, she could DJ some secret events.
There you go.
Do they need a DJ?
I don't know.
Leah should be, you know, so.
Well, I
doesn't
did
need
do
anybody.
the Compass 5-year anniversary party.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
When was that?
We weren't
August of
invited.
last year, I think.
Oh yeah, we were there. Whoopsie.
We were?
At Compass? We've been at
Oh, was
Compass
that-
for like 3
No,
years now.
I mean like we
It
were
was
at the
at
party.
the-
Oh no, we were
Oh,
not at the
oh.
party.
Oh, it was at
No.
the Point Loma Liberty Station Park.
Yeah, there was something, I remember it now. There was something going on, or maybe we were out of town. I don't remember. There was something happening, but
You got to DJ it? How was that?
It was fun.
that's so fun.
Yeah.
Did you request or like how did they know?
How do they know? One of the
Another agent.
AEMs.
Yes,
knows.
agent.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So they.
What office are you technically out
Mission
of?
Valley.
Who's your AEM over there?
Brenda.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have Des. Des, we love you.
Oh, that's
Love him. Love
I
him.
know, he's the
Two
best.
pieces. I literally could not really do life without him because I text him a lot. Sorry, Des. Love you. Do you have a DJ name?
No, because I love my name. So
Are you just DJ Lina? I like
that's
it.
good. That's
Yeah.
really good.
Oh, we need to get you like a little sign. Oh, we need to get you like a little sign that says like DJ
I'm down.
Lina. I'll give you some resources. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming on
that was
today.
really
This
fun.
was so fun.
What a pleasure.
I can't wait. And I can't wait for you to DJ at all of our events.
Will do.
Yeah. All right.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. If you liked this episode and just, us in general, please don't forget to follow, subscribe, like, and share. But we love you so much. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks for listening. Behind the Lockbox is produced and edited by Property Showcase Group. If you like this podcast, please share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, or review this podcast. Thanks for your support. See you next week.